Hello students, today we are going to learn how to solve numerical problems on trusses using joint method. And what you have to do, you have to find out all the member forces using joint method and state if the members are in tension. You can also say indicate as well, indicate whether the members are in tension or compression. So we have to decide it after finding out the member forces. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to find out the support reaction. So how can we find it out? You can see here that there is a hinge support at joint A and roller support at joint E. So how can you solve it out? Let me discuss with you. There are some external forces are acting over it as well. 3 kilonewton is the horizontal force acting at joint B. 8 kilonewton is the vertical force. 4 kilonewton is the vertical force is acting at joint C. 10 kilonewton is also a vertical force that is also acting at joint B. So we are moving towards the solution, and so what we have to do, first of all, we have to find out the support reaction. So how can we find it out? First we have to decide how many support reactions will come over here. So there must be two support reactions at joint A, AX and AY, because we have already discussed in the earlier two lectures, and there must be only one vertical force at joint E. You can see that is EY. So what we have to do, we have to sum up the moment at A or at E. It's up to you, but what I am going to tell you that there are two support reactions are acting at joint A. So we are going to sum up moment at joint A first, then AX and AY will become 0. So how can we do that? Look here. We are summing up the moment at A equals to 0 and its anti-clockwise direction is the positive one. So how can we solve it out? That AX will become 0 and AY is also 0. So we are going to move this, let me take pen here, and for example its direction is like this. It will rotate like this, so it will be the negative one. So 3 kilonewton should be multiplied with the vertical distance or perpendicular distance, that is 1.5 meter. So minus 3 into 1.5 meter, you can see this is the first, what I wrote here. This is the first one, first. Then 8 kilonewton must be 0 because it is directly acting at joint A. It is acting at joint B, but there is no horizontal distance for acting at A for moving around, so it must be 0. So it becomes 0 because it will multiply with the 0 and the answer will comes out to be 0. 4 kilonewton is acting at joint C and it should be multiply and its rotation will be like this, so it should also be minus. It will be minus and it should be multiplied with the perpendicular distance, that is 2 meter. You can see here, and I have multiplied with minus 4 into 2. You can see here. This is the way. Then there is 10 kilonewton force and it is also acting perpendicular and it should also be negative because its direction is clockwise and I have taken direction anti-clockwise positive. So 10 kilonewton should minus 10 kilonewton should be multiplied with the distance 4 meter because the distance between A to E is 4 meters. So it has to cover 4 meter distance. So what it will be? So it becomes 10 into minus 10 into 4. Then what you have to do, plus 4e, how? Its direction should be like this and it should be positive one and its length should be from A to E is 4 meter again. So what I have to put here, EY, 4EY equals to 0. So I'm moving towards the answer of the question and EY is coming out to be 13.125. This value should be positive, and so it means whatever the direction I have supposed in the start, so it is correct. So now I am moving towards the summation of the vertical forces. How can we sum up vertical forces? How many forces are here? AY plus EY. You can see here. Let me take another color of my pen, and for example this is AY. When we are going to sum up vertical forces, EY, minus 8 kilonewton, minus 4 kilonewton, because these forces are acting downwards, so it is parallel to the minus y axis. So you can see here the equation comes AY plus EY minus 8 minus 4 minus 10. So there is no another vertical force, so we have to sum up sum up here, and then we will get the value of AY. So we have to put the value of EY here is what? 13.125 we have already calculated. 13.125 we will put it here, that is in kilonewton. So and this is AY, so we have to calculate AY from here. So how can we calculate it? You can see I put 13.125 minus 22, and it is coming out to be AY equals to 8.875 kilonewton. So now I am going to sum up horizontal forces. How many horizontal forces are here? So let me change the color of my pen. Again, it will be more clear to all of you. So how can I do that? This is the horizontal force, 3 kilonewton, and this one is the AX. This is also horizontal, and both are positive one because they are parallel to the positive x-axis. So you can see I am going to sum up horizontal forces here. I am applying equilibrium analysis or equilibrium equations here. AX plus A3 plus 3 equals to 0. AX is coming out to be minus 3 kilonewton. What does it mean by that? Whatever the direction we have supposed it, it must be opposite to that direction. For example, I have taken positive AX, but the direction of AX should be opposite. It means that it should be minus AX. So we are moving towards next slide, and we are going to find it out what we let me rub this, and what we are going to find it out, we are going to find out member forces here at different joints. For example, which joint I have to suppose take it first. So I think so it's good to take joint B, because why I'm going to take joint B? You can see there is only this vertical force. This is also vertical member. This one is the horizontal force. So there is no inclined force here. So it will get easier for me to calculate member forces FBC and FBA from here, joint B. And I think joint E will also help it out, because we can get the values in the start. For example, we have already calculated the value of EY, so we will get the value of DE. And you can see here the value of member force, the magnitude of the FFE is equals to 0, because there is no another horizontal force. So you can choose joint B or joint E. It's up to you. Whatever the joint you want to suppose it or take it first, you can do it. You can go ahead. So there is no restriction that you have to start calculating the joints from the start, but remember, you have to find all the member forces. How many member forces are there? For example, if you have 9 member forces, so you have to find out all the 9 member forces. So we are moving towards the next slide, and now I am going to solve it out, joint B. It's up to you. If you want to solve first joint E, it's up to you. So these are the axes coming, joint B. I am going to make the free body diagram of joint B. So positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. Then what? One FBC member force. You can see this is the horizontal member force, and it is acting on the positive x-axis. Then there is another force, that is 3 kilonewton. You can see in this diagram, this is 3 kilonewton comes here. And then there is a vertical force, that is of 8 kilonewton, you can see. Then there is the member force FBA, that is acting downward. So it should be -1. So I am going to put the negative sign here. It's up to you. If you want to put it in the equation, so you can put it here. I'm just trying to explain you here. So if you have drawn the member forces on the free body diagram, so we are going to solve it out, summation of the horizontal forces. So plus 3 kilonewton plus FBC, the equation comes. So you can see 3 plus FBC equals to 0. FBC equals to -3 kilonewton. If it is coming out to be -3, so what does it mean by that? The force member force is compressive in nature. So now I am going to sum up vertical forces here. You can see vertical force and -8 minus FBA. You can see in the solution equation. There is -8 minus FBA equals to 0, and FBA is coming out to be -8 kilonewton. It is also compressive force. You can see we have calculated 2 member forces. So how many member forces are left? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 member forces are left, because there are 9 member forces are here, and we have calculated 2 member forces up till now. Now we are moving towards another joint, and which joint we are moving towards? And we are moving towards joint A, because we have calculated FBA, so we will be able to calculate FAF and FAC. So we are going to draw free body diagram at joint A, and you can see joint A, minus x-axis, minus y-axis, positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis. So there is a joint center, initial center point should be A0, comma 0, and there is the horizontal force is what? It must be the support reaction, because we have two support reactions at joint A. So this is AX equals to minus 3 kilonewton. We have already calculated. Then there is a vertical component, and AY equals to 8.875 kilonewton. So there is another member force upward acting FAB, and there is the horizontal force which is acting on the positive x-axis, and member force is FAF. You can see here. And there is an inclined force that is acting at joint A, FAC. And if I am going to draw the triangle here, so you can see the perpendicular vertical height will be 1.5 meter, and the horizontal length, horizontal width you can say, or base you can say, that is 2 meter. So we have to calculate first what? We have to calculate the angle. So we have to calculate the angle between positive x-axis or and FAC. So what will be the angle? So we have to calculate here this angle. We have to calculate this angle, and this angle should be same. So tan theta equals to 1.5 perpendicular. This one is the perpendicular, this one is the base. So 1.5 upon 2, theta equals to tan inverse, and then theta is coming out to be 36.86. You can see in the diagram. Okay, let me rub the whatever I have done on the screen. Okay, let's see. We have to resolve the member force FAC into its components. So how can we resolve it? The horizontal force should be FAC cos 36.86, and the vertical force should be FAC sine 36.86, and both should be positive because both are lying parallel to the positive x-axis and positive y-axis. So now we are going to make some so we have to make equations. And how can we make a for example, first you have to count how many forces are on the horizontal axis and how many forces are at vertical, or you can say on the y-axis. So for example, if we are going to sum up horizontal forces, so how many horizontal forces are there? FAF, AX, and FAC cos 36.86 degree. So we don't know about the value of FAF, and we know the value of FAB because we have calculated FBA at joint B. And there are how many forces? AY, FAB, and FAC at summation when we are going to sum up vertical forces. So we have to do sum up vertical forces first. And there is FAB positive. This one you can see FAB. Then this one, this is also positive, and this is AY is also positive. We have to sum up here, and we have to put the value of FAB, which we have calculated in the earlier slides, and that is -8. So how we can calculate it? We have to put the value of AY, that is 8.875. And now we will be able to calculate FAC, and that is coming out to be -1.458 kilonewton, that is compressive in nature. Now we are going to sum up horizontal forces, then we will be able to calculate FAF member force. So when we are going to sum up horizontal forces, how many member forces are here? AX, that is -3 kilonewton. You can see AX plus FAF. FAF is the positive, is in the positive direction, then plus FAC cos 36.86 degree equals to 0. So we have to put the value of AX, that is -3. We have calculated earlier in the slide. So we have put the value of my AX is equals to -3, then FAF, and we put the value of FAC, that is -1.458. we have already calculated here. You can see. So we put it here in the bracket with the minus sign and cos 36.86. So FAF is coming out to be 4.166 kilonewton, and that four member force is in tensile in nature. So how many member forces we have calculated up till now? We have calculated 4 member forces up till now, and how many member forces are left? So 5 member forces are left. So we are moving towards the next slide. Okay, let me rub all what I wrote on this screen so it will be clear to all of you. Now I am moving towards another slide, and we are going to solve joint E. So I think it is very easy to calculate at joint E, or there are only two forces are acting at joint E. We have to draw free body diagram first, and there is a vertical force is acting, so that is the support reaction. So these are the axes. One is the member force FED, that is the positive one, that is vertically moving upward, vertically acting upward, and then there is a horizontal member force FEF, you can see, and it should be negative one. So I will put it here. I wrote in the equation. So, and there is a vertical support reaction, that is EY equals to 13.125. We have already calculated in the earlier slides. So we are going to sum up horizontal forces and vertical forces. When we are going to sum up horizontal forces, so there is only one force is acting at joint E in horizontally, so that is minus FEF equals to 0. So it will be equals to FEF equals to 0, that is 0 force member. And then we are going to sum up vertical forces. So FED and EY both are positive, so we have to make the equation of FED plus EY, or EY plus FED, both are the same things, and we have to put the value of EY equals to 13.125, and then we will be able to calculate FED equals to minus 13.125 kilonewton, that is compressive in nature. So this is the way to calculate the member forces. So how many member forces we have calculated up till now? We have calculated 6 member forces. So how many member forces are left? Only 3 member forces are left. So we are moving towards joint F. So at joint F, how many member forces are acting? So let me tell you. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 horizontal forces, 1 vertical force, and third one is the you can say fourth one is the inclined force. So how can be calculated? Let me draw it. FFD, let me write down the axes. So first member force is FFE, then is FFA. It should be negative one because it is acting on the negative x-axis. Then there is a vertical force, member force, that FFC, that is the positive one. Then there is inclined force, and it is FFD. So we have to draw the triangle over here. 1.5 is the perpendicular height, and base is 2 meter. So the angle will remain same. Tan theta equals to 1.5 divided by 2. Theta equals to tan inverse 1.5 divided by 2. So the theta comes out to be 36.86 degrees. So we have calculated theta equals to 36.86 degrees. So what I have to do, I have to resolve the components of FFD into FFD for member force into its components. So FFD cos 36.86 degree, and the vertical component is FFD sin 36.86 degree. So now we are going to sum up horizontal forces and vertical forces. Let's see which force we have to sum up first. We have to sum up horizontal forces first. So how many forces comes over here? Minus FFA plus FFE plus FFD cos 36.86 degree. So you can see there is the equation FM minus FFA. Here it is, this one, and this one. These are the three forces we have to sum up over here. Now what we have to do, we have already calculated the member force FFA. So, and we have already calculated FFE at joint E. So we will put the value, the member force FFE is 0, and we put the value of FFA equals to 4.166. And then what we have to do, we have to calculate the value of FFD cos 36.86. FFD equals to 4.166 divided by cos 36.86 degree, then you will be able to calculate the member force FFD 5.2 kilonewton tensile force. Then we are going to sum up vertical forces. So how can we calculate the vertical forces here? So you can see here, Let me change the color of my pointer and then I will show you. This one is the FFC, one vertical force, and there is another vertical force. So there are only two vertical forces are acting over here, so we will be able to calculate FFC from here. So FFC plus FFD sine 36.86 degree. We have already calculated the FFD here. You can see this one. We have calculated, we have to put this value here, and then the FFC comes out, and this is the negative value. So the force, member force, is compressive in nature. So only one member force is left, and which joint we have to select it. We can go for the joint D, we can go for the joint C, whatever you want to select it. And we are going, for example, we are going to solve out joint D because there is less number of member forces, but at joint C there are more number of forces. So we are moving towards the next joint. So here it is, joint D. We are going to make free body diagram at joint D. There is one vertical force which is acting downward, that is 10 kilonewton. So we have to write down xc is positive x-axis, minus x-axis, positive y-axis, minus y-axis. Then there is one member force which is acting acting directly on the minus x-axis, that is FDC, and it should be minus FDC. Then there is a one member force which is acting downward, that is FDE. This should also be negative one. Then there is inclined force, that is FDF. And what we have to do there, we should have to draw the triangle over here. Base should be 2 and perpendicular height must be 1.5 meter here. Then there is one vertical force acting downward, which is external loading, that is 10 kilonewton, and it should be -1. You can see here. And now what we have to calculate is, we have to calculate the angle here. Tan theta equals to 1.5 divided by 2. Theta equals to tan inverse 1.5 divided by 2. So, and I am going to put here minus 10 kilonewton because this force is acting downward. So when you have calculated theta here, so you have to put the value of theta 36.86 degree, and we have to resolve FDF into its components. So minus FDF sine 36.86 degree, and then there is a horizontal component minus FDF cos 36.86 degree. Then we have the choice, we can sum up horizontal forces or we can sum up vertical forces, but it is to be decided at what we have to find out. We have to find out this FDC. This only one member is left, this one. We have to calculate this, and it lies in the, when we are going to sum up horizontal forces, then we will be able to calculate FDC. Otherwise we don't have to, we don't need to go for the summation of the vertical forces. So what we have to do, we have to sum up horizontal forces here. You can see here, we have sum up minus FDC. There is one horizontal force minus FDC, and there is FDF horizontal component, that is minus FDF cos 36.86 degree equals to 0. Now what we have to do, we have to put the value of FDF here because we have already calculated in the earlier slides on earlier joints as well. So we put the value of FDF is equals to 5.2 cos 36.86 degree, and minus FDC is coming out to be equals to 5.2 into cos 36.86 degree. So the value of FDC is equals to minus 4.16 kilonewton, that is compressive in nature. If you want to check or you want to prove it whether your member force is coming out the same, if you are going to solve it from the joint C, so you can prove it, you can confirm your answer by solving the joint C, and you will get the value of member force FCD, or you can say FDC. So this is how the procedure or the solution works out. You can see how smartly I have done this solution, because I did not select all the joints. I have chosen those joints which have less number of member forces and more knowns. So it is quite easier for you to reduce the time of time of solution of the question in the exams. So you can reduce your solution, and but you will get the whole marks or full marks. You can get full marks. So this is the way we have calculated all the 9 member forces. So we are going towards the result. So this is the result you can see here. So all the member forces are written over here. You can see the magnitude in the kilonewton. I have already written the unit in the magnitude. For example, K Newton, so kilonewton. So I just write it down the values here. And the nature of the member forces, first one is the compressive, second one is also compressive, then tensile you can say, or you can say the member forces in tension, you can also say this. So both are correct. It's not a big deal, it's not a big issue. And if you are having zero value, so it is zero force member, compressive, then tensile, compressive. It's up to you if you want to write down the member is in tension or compression, so you can write down compression or tension. If you want to write down the nature of member force, that force is compressive or tensile, so you can also, that's why I put tension or tensile. Both are here, both are the same thing. This is the difference between the English, and you can understand it, understand the difference over here. What do I want to tell you? So we have calculated all the 9 members here. Hopefully you will understand how can you solve out the different trust problems. So you will be able to do it after watching this video. So thank you so much. So hopefully you will enjoy learning this numerical, and hope you will understand it. That's all for today.